was my wake-up alarm. What's up, you guys? Eages here. I have to stop at 7-Eleven. I drank my last Monster out of the case. Yeah. I'll fix the seatbelt alarm in a minute when we get there. All I know is that I miss him so bad, you guys. I can't, this is like not, this is not like, I've done traditional therapy, and I've gone to a shrink, and I've gone to, you know, I've done what was needed to work through past traumas. Right now, this is like no medical professional or anyone is gonna bring my brother back. So, like, that's not my buddy. Well, a friend of mine, good friend of mine, really worried about me. He was like, "Hey, man, are you getting any sort of grief counseling?" And I was like, "Well, not right now. Like, I'm just still kind of shocked." I didn't show it when we went down our spooky road. I forgot to show it. And I forgot to put hashtags in my description. That usually gets me more views. But because I'm online, and because there's some people that know my real name and stuff, I try to keep it as ambiguous as possible. But I'll explain the whole thing right now, very briefly. I say my brother, it was my brother-in-law. So, you gotta understand, we were like blood brothers, okay? He had lost a brother when we were all, when like I was a baby still, right? His older brother had passed away, and that was fucked up because we were still like kids, okay? And it was a teenagers driving, you know what I mean? Teenagers driving, you know. So I'll leave it at that. And then I don't want to go into detail about what happened, but I just want to like paint the picture. Like, this was someone who has been in my life and guided me when sometimes my dad was too silly to like take things seriously and too jokey, and like this person helped me in life as a mentor. And you guys, every time I do something, achieve something, or create something online, I want to look over and be like, "Hey, bro," and he's not there. Like, I'm still alive. I'm waking up in the morning. I'm like moving around and stuff. But this really feels like a nightmare. Like, I wake up and I'm like, no, not this. No, not this. But that was my, and the context being, I don't know, every family is different. But like sometimes it's like this. It's like some jackass your sister married. Like, oh, okay, all right. I have to see you at Thanksgiving. But in this case, they started dating. Dude, he started dating my sister probably when I was like 9 years old. I'm 36 now. So it was more like my older brother for so many years. Nearly 30 years. I know it's so fucking fake, but I keep seeing him in my mind and it's helped comforting me. And I'm like pretending like he's in the room. I know that's such like, that's a big level of cope right there. I pretend he's playing with the cat he loved my cat. And then we were playing with the cat, and my sister started crying because he loved animals so much. Fuck this, chat. Talk to your family all the time. Check up on them. Tell them you love them. You don't want to go through this. You don't want to feel this. And as cringe and corny as my last videos have been, it's not the typical Eages brand. You know, I'm not ranting about weed or Tom Hanks or fucking talking about Taco Bell and being silly Billy. And that's because doing this format, even though it's cringe, and hey man, get another way of therapy. It's more like the fact that I'm on a video that's broadcasting means I'm vulnerable, and it helps me choose my words more wisely. And it helps me just think about and process what I'm going through. Because if I have to explain it to the camera, then I have to, talk it out. So it's kind of like a person is there listening, even if there's no viewers. Because people come back and they make comments and they like the video and stuff. It's hard to gain traffic in modern YouTube, but I'm figuring it all out. Like, that's for sure. So like basically when I'm gaming is when I get the most traffic. Like, I had like something like between 25 and 50 viewers. Now, they didn't stay. They just were scrolling, right? Not all of them stayed, but probably out of that, I would say 30 people that were in the last stream, 2 of them became subscribers and actually talked with me in the live chat. So the more that you go through that and the more you build it up, then people are going to be like, oh, he's online, and then it'll be 5 viewers and 10 viewers and 15 viewers and 20 viewers. And so like, I'm figuring out how to organically grassroots start an audience, because what happened was my old channel got deleted, and there was about 1,000 subscribers from like all the way back in like 2007 or something like that. Excuse me. And I was like, well, I'll take advantage of this old channel, how I inadvertently got all these subscribers way back in the day, and I'll start posting videos to that channel. Well, I don't know what I did, or I did something. It was TOS. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I had talked shit about a big YouTuber, and a lot of fans reported me. And then I was making Sonic the Hedgehog videos around the time Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out. And I was using hashtag Sonic the Hedgehog. Shit you not. I shit you not. And the final verdict of they shut down my YouTube, they said, because I was getting so many views, that I was being misleading, having people click on Sonic the Hedgehog thinking it was the movie and it was me playing Sonic the Hedgehog. That's some horse shit. And you can't appeal it. So I came back to YouTube, and now I only have 280 something subscribers. Wait, am I a little bit away from 300 subs? Yeah. But probably only about 20 active viewers. Like, that actually have notifications on. Anyway, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, dude. I gotta go get my beverage. We gotta get on our way. I'm not running late. I'm running just on time. What you heard, that dingle dangle, I told you that was my wake up alarm. So we're already in the car and on the road. Not bad. I will be back, guys. Just a second here. Just a second, Billy Bob. I gotta take my penis out. Oh, what was I doing? Fucking nothing. Hey guys, what's going on? Eages here. Hey, do you remember when you used to have to over-caffeinate to plan for fun and excitement? And to stay up longer for more fun and excitement? And then somewhere in your 30s, caffeine stopped being like, wake up for fun and amusement, and more like, how am I going to survive work and suffering? All right, you guys, we are just about to launch here. It's not a bad time to leave the crib to get to work, and we're already down the road at a 7-Eleven, so I'm going to put you guys sorry, I'm here. Monster? Wait, it's the wrong way. Monster? Sponsor me. Eages, Monster, collaboration. I can't listen to any Assemblage 23 at all right now. So what I was saying before, chat, is that This person, let me put my seatbelt, let me click that so it doesn't start beeping, okay, guys? And, yes, I'm going to clean out this car, and then I'm going to, my other car is clean, because I barely use it, and, it's just a better car, anyway. So, I'm getting a GoPro mount for my GoPro, and that'll sit on the windshield, and so it'll be like kind of like dash cam, but more like widescreen HD video of cool buildings and surrounding towns. And I'm gonna do the front facing cam as well, so it's facing at me, so you get the HD. And if you're using the super angle, you'll get that little fisheye effect, but it'll show a little bit more of what's going on, and that should look really pro. As depressed as I am, he was also into multimedia and audio visual, so like I'm thinking about my camera angles and like keying things up and fucking getting things, and I'm like getting excited because that's my hobby too, and like, I feel lost, you guys. Like, something inside of me is telling me, yeah, still go for it. Still do YouTube videos. But, I don't know, guys. I'm triggered by everything. And honestly, until YouTube Live, I don't think I've ever cried on camera. That's like a private... I would always think it was so cringe for people. And I would always be very critical of other people. I was like, why would you be filming this moment? Why would you be capturing this personal moment where you broke down in the Burger King parking lot in your car or whatever? Like, why would you be sharing this? And I realized that they're not being cringy, over the top, crying for clout people. What's happened to them is what's happened to me, is that something bad happened and they're getting triggered on the spot so spontaneously they start crying, and it's like, all right, well, why shut off the video? Just wipe your eyes and keep going. But the thing is, I don't clip mine for short form content. God damn. So, you know, I don't mean to be a cringe factory, a sludge factory. Yeah, Alice in Chains, man. So yeah, this person was like my best friend since like the year 2000. And the idea of going on without them is just brutal. Like, it was a beautiful day. I was sitting on the patio. The dog was there. The cat was in the kitchen watching us. And I was smoking a fucking fatty. Didn't matter. Didn't matter, you know. For a pea-brained pothead like me, those conditions are ideal. You know, all the chores are done. All the big boy stuff is done. I'm not gonna say adulting because fucking I'm 36, but when people do like show millennial cringe videos, I'm like, I always thought that was the stupidest fucking comedy trend. I always thought like it was like, cause I noticed it as like a middle millennial, I think. Just at the end of 89, 1990, and then 1990 I was born. January, February, born. So on the tail end of the last year of the 80s, boom, I was born a couple months later, 1990. I never thought that shit was funny. I've always thought it was cringe. Like, look at me. You know what it was? You know what it was? It was when Hot Topic went from being like gory and gothic and industrial and like fucking counterculture. When it went from that to like Adventure Time, it's pedophile core. It's pedophile core. I don't give a shit. Like, oh, I'm quirky. I like Cartoon Network and I'm silly and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I have all the seasons of that show because it was new and interesting when it came out. But like buying the gear and talking in a baby voice and being a fucking, you're that guy at con. You're that guy at con. Nobody cares about that shit. I don't know. I feel so bad for the children. You know? Fucking, I don't give a shit if I get pushback for this one. Furries are disgusting. And they have something wrong with them. And don't get it twisted. That subculture is about weird anthropomorphic animal fetish and like weird maladapted, socially maladjusted fucking. And then it's funny because there's like 1% of the fandom that's like vanilla as fuck. We're like, no, we don't do orgies and we don't do weird shit and act fucking antisocial and weird and like fucking sociopathically mentally abusive to people. No, we just really like animals, so we want to dress. I like tigers. I dressed up like a blue tiger. You know, there's like 1% of the fan base that's vanilla like that. The rest is just creeps, dude. So like I see kids at these things and they're like, no. I'm like, no. If the kid wants to do that on his own, if the kid is like, Mom, Dad, I put on that old mascot outfit in the garage and I got an erection. I need to be a furry. I'm gonna dress up and embarrass the fuck out of you. Then that's his decision, right? That's his decision. And he wants to go to Anime Con smelling really bad and fucking, you know, like borderline sex pest behavior. Fine. That's his life path. But don't bring the kids there and be like, yeah, do it. Don't like encourage, like, kids are like fucking an empty canvas, okay? There's no painting there yet. So like, if you really influence them and you trick them into thinking they liked something because they were having fun because you took them to the convention center, and then they're in their mid-20s and they're like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? I'm on Reddit talking to fucking 14-year-olds. Like, you gotta be careful. Same with religion. Don't talk to children about that shit. That's unhealthy and unwise. Even if you are very religious, which it's totally just goofy bullshit and, you know, man-made dogmas to, you know, Christian dogma, Christian dildos. I mean, no, it's just bad. But even if you do believe that, like, you should, with the secular people, say, yeah, it's not our job to influence the mind of a child. If he feels the calling of God, so you can't take him to church and just be like, look, this is what it is, and then he had a fun time because he met friends and sang a song, and then he equates that. It's kind of the Grateful Dead effect. The Grateful Dead suck ass on a fucking loudspeaker, right? Fucking talentless garbage. Now, that's a hot take, right? But your dad's like, dude, you weren't there at Soldier Field in '89. You don't understand. They're remembering a complete fucking ego death they had on a fucking 6 tabs. Like, they're recalling the loss and regaining of self, the up and down of a serious introspective LSD trip. They're remembering that. So, like, the kind of guitar noodling that the Dead does is perfect for a trip. I hate on it, I rip on it, I say, fuck Jerry Garcia. He was a racist asshole piece of shit. Heroin addict who could barely play his guitar. That all may be true. But the Dead's music and storytelling, see, like, the one has to make up for the other. The good storytelling and writing of the songs doesn't completely justify the bad playing and, like, the shitty music. But on acid, the Dead sounds great. But here's the thing. I don't want to just hear the guitar noodling to keep the peaceful set and setting. If I'm ripping, if I'm frying, if I'm doing something irresponsible like eating a 10 strip and with orange juice, something like I would never do that these days. Fuck that. When I was younger, I was wild, but fuck that. I couldn't imagine doing that now, but I would listen to Pink Floyd. Honestly, I'd listen to Pink Floyd while I was ripping. Because, like, if I was frying and the song Time came on, bro. That's one of those songs that's almost a masterpiece. You know, and it's like it flows on the album because there's the bit, the breathe in the air. It follows the same note progression. And there's like call outs to other parts of the album. Dude, it's just really well done. And as a kid, like, my classic rock focus was on more of the heavier or like creepier bands. But then I was like, okay, the Beatles, blah blah blah, and then I was just like hooked, like, as an adult, on Pink Floyd. Yeah. Primus does a really good cover of Have a Cigar. It's on a CD called Miscellaneous Debris. Just check that out. Yes, I have the physical CDs of a lot of these. I don't fucking know where, though. They're at my parents' attic or something. Now that you listen to everything online, I don't know where the fuck my albums, like, a lot of them are. I found a CD case that had, like, physical CDs of, like, Velvet Acid Christ and Combi Christ and VMV Nation. I had Assemblage 23 CDs, Wolfsheim CDs. I have some Cyclone 9 CDs. I actually got an autographed copy of Crown Thy Fornicator. Yeah. The first time I saw Cyclone 9, I knew about the band early on, and I was, like, always following. Now I just want to address, like, problematic artists within the scene, and how Nero Bellum said, like, you know, he's got, like, the Ubermensch tattoo. He's, like, an edgy, like, fucking... But his programming is amazing. So, like, this, you know, separate the art and the artist kind of thing. There was the Kickstarter controversy. Separate the art and the artist kind of situation. Okay? But, same with And One, because, like, And One, like, I don't understand why Steve is, like, a weird Trump supporter. They're German. It's like, is it, like, because they're, like, close to boomer age? I was supposed to see And One last May, and they canceled because Steve needed throat surgery or something. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about, motherfucker? Damn, it's a nice morning. I was talking about how I hate Jerry Garcia, but you know what? That's a tangent I go on all the time. Now, if you dial it back, they released a few musical pieces and things, I think an album or two, under when they were called the Warlocks. Way different, way more structure. It really sounds like music and not just like improvised guitar noodling in the garage with drunk dads. Row, Jimmy, row. Yeah. What are they listening to? Let's listen. That white boy was listening to some weak ass hip hop, bro. You get fucking shot out here, fucking rocking that, bumping that pussy shit. What the fuck was that? It was like, girl, your booty, fucking girl. No, I'm sorry. It's because I listen to trap and drill rap, and I grew up in a shitty fucking neighborhood, selling bud. Like, you know, I'm not fucking Scarface. You know, I don't think of, but like, that was some poser ass white boy shit, bro. Fuck that. Hey man, you hate to see it. When you're one of those white guys from the streets, I don't know why, but I always if I see another cracker ass motherfucker walking with a bump, I always gotta check him. I gotta make sure he's right. Like, are you down? Like, do you understand the lifestyle, or are you like a rich kid, like cosplaying? Because I really did grow up in a bad neighborhood. Fucking had walk tall type shit. Fucking got my ass beat. Fucking close calls. Bad situations. And it's like, so I went on and off to the private school, but I lived in the neighborhood that at the time had a problem with, you know, gang warfare. And it was a different time, you know, it was totally a different time, and everyone was out in the streets all the time, even like since we were like 14, 15, 16, we were like on our BMX bikes, fucking selling drugs and shit, like wild shit, man. And so because I lived that, I went to the private school, and there were kids from, like, I don't know if you guys know Illinois or parts of the Midwest, but there were kids from towns like South Barrington and towns like Naperville, like money places, and they were like, oh dog, oh shit man, like, oh playa, motherfucker, like dog, like trying to talk with like hard slang or whatever the fuck. And like, you know what I loved about those guys? You could sell them a quad for 120. They're stupid. I'd be like, every time I'd like make up a new, one time, because these kids, dude, these private school fucking rich kids were dumb. And not that it's good to take advantage of people. That's not the point of the story here. But you know what? I would be like, oh dude, I totally got something new. Oh man, it's way better than the last shit. And I just give them a bag of the shit I just fucking sold them. And then they would be like, oh dude, it's so much better. I just like maybe like sprinkle some keef on top of it or something. Not because it's good to take advantage of people or anything like that, but because the clientele you're dealing with doesn't understand the product they're consuming. Like, if I tried to price gouge one of the homies, hey bro, can I get a sack? And I'm like, hey man, yeah, can I cop $80 for an eighth? They would be like, dude, fuck off. I'd be like, fine, give me 50. Now you can go to the dispensary and you can cop a 3.5 for like $30. I like the dispensary, but I also miss the cat and mouse with the police. And I also miss, I know it sounds so stressful, but I miss that. I miss the cat and mouse with the police. I miss like coming through for a friend who like just ran out of weed and his guy didn't have any. Like, being a small fish in a big pond meant like the big guys that gave me weed, they weren't like, hey, are you on my turf? They're just like, oh, okay, he's not moving weight. He's just making a paycheck. So, because some guys were moving weight, bro. My guy had to, like, he was doing some time there, and, like, he wasn't answering his phone. And I said, oh, fuck, you know? And then, like, a month later, he texted me, like, yo, what's good, bro? I was on lockup, man. And you know what? Just going on another tangent, because I was talking about something else. Now we're talking about this. Yeah, dude, there were some fucking rich kids that acted gangster. And yeah, bro. We made a video mocking them, and where we like dressed up and like we like intentionally represented like opposing gangs because they didn't understand that kind of stuff. And like, it's cringe as fuck. We said the N-word too. Not these days, bro. But like, we imitated them and showed it to them, and we did like the corniest rap lines we could think of, and we like put together a really bad beat. And you gotta understand, this is in like 2006. So like, people were just, if kids were getting into that, they were just getting their first camcorder, like that filmed on mini DV tape. Like, if they were just, hey, I want to imitate the guys on Jackass or CKY, like, we were already doing that shit. So, oh, gotta push it real good. What was I talking about? Sorry, I just thought of him again, man. Anyway, what I was saying is that eventually we showed the video that we made of imitating the guys. By the way, the white guys. And then we showed the video of us imitating them, and they thought it was fucking cool. That's how, you know, like the Offspring. Oh, well, you know, they say I'm pretty fly for a white guy. Bro, that guy, that level of poser. So, like, bro, it was so bad that one kid sold another kid an aspirin, and he said it was Molly. And dude, I don't know if it was just like the Christian school environment or just the prude shelteredness of people not understanding what was what. The kid popped like the fucking Midol or whatever. The fucking children's aspirin, whatever. And he goes, oh, dude, I'm rolling. Oh, I'm rolling so hard. Oh, man, I just want to kiss everyone. Bro, placebo again. Like the time we rolled a joint out of catnip for somebody. That was probably very irresponsible. Do not smoke catnip. Do not give your friend a joint out of catnip to smoke. You don't know what's sprayed on that shit. I got lots of funny stories and I want to make videos about them, but I can't collect a single thought. I can't stay cohesive. I just get ranty. I'm like I miss my bro so bad. You want to say hi in the chat? Hi. Or are you just here to lolcow me? I'm not like Kimmy, I swear. I love you guys. This is not like my main content. This is what I'm doing because my soul is broken. Because I lost somebody. My main content is like silly stuff. And you know what else breaks my fucking heart? Is that the memes and the jokes and like the references, like, you know, the over referencing Tom Hanks, like doing the Cult of Hanks stuff. That was one of our jokes that we had, like me, my sister, and him. We would laugh and we would say, now that there's like tons of GIFs and memes of it online already, but before, like, we would say, oh, it's Hanksgiving, and we would watch Hanks movies in November, and that shit was fucking. We started it as a crank, and then we were like, oh no, actually, there's a lot of movies to choose from, and they're funny. Some of them are very sad, and something we did with him, and I don't know how I'm supposed to go on, man. That's my fucking brother, man. Like, I'm not even addressing the crushing guilt of I wasn't there for them and I could have helped things be better. I'm trying to express what happened and speak about it without identifying my actual like family. So I have to like choose my words wisely and but like, yeah, I'm really lost. Oh, dude, I was supposed to make a video edit yesterday of a clip. I was supposed to. See, that's the thing. I even left myself a sticky note. I said, make the short form content. And then I left a timestamp. I wrote down a timestamp of where it was in the video. Because it's not remixable. So I'll have to render it in the video software. I gotta save up for that giant hard drive. My computer is strong, but it's an all-in-one. It's an overclocked workstation. It's strong enough to do everything I need. It actually has like 60 gigs of fucking random access memory. It's tanked out. The GPU, CPU strong as fuck. It's the processor's fast as fuck. It's the graphics card sometimes can't handle games on high. If there's a way to swap that fucker out, dude, then it's like a gaming laptop, I guess, because all the guts are inside the monitor. And it's only about what, 5 years old probably. I do want to get a proper tower that's like strong as fuck and just run everything on the highest settings. That way I can stream games from the Xbox and I can stream games from PC also. But yeah, dude, I'm in a place in life where I feel like shit. I'm excited about my hobby and making videos, I just celebrated my wedding anniversary. Um, yeah, I'm excited about making videos and trying to get the money for the surgeries that I need. And because right now, just working overtime is not cutting it. That's just enough to pay down the credit card. So there's a chance I may blow up on YouTube. I really hope it's not like my fucking dad, like watching my live or whatever. Because I was like, Dad, please don't subscribe to me. I say silly fucking things and you don't understand. You don't understand it. And then you're going to talk to me later about, like, son, why would you talk like that? Or why did you say that? Or don't say that. Or don't do that. And it's like, okay, Dad, I'm approaching the age of 40. I love my dad. He's a cool guy. He's a very, especially going through this time that we're going through as a family, he's been there for everybody. He's like helping out a lot, doing the shitty stuff that that we don't want to do. You know, he's a good dad. He's just a little goofy sometimes. I think most Midwestern dads are like, I don't want to boil my dad down to an archetype, but yeah, he's like Midwestern Italian dad. It's like, got the New Balance shoes to mow the lawn. No, actually, I think he wears boots now. Oh, that was funny when that guy had his music on, because I was vibing to his music, but it was like some like weak ass shit. It was like some like cuckolded shit, man. Like it was like some slow like R&B influence type hip hop, and he was talking about like, girl, that booty don't quit. Like, wow, man, just write a song called "I'm Pussy Whipped." I'm sorry, that's what it sounded like to me. You know. Hey, chat. I still have a little bit of time before I have to go actually start my shift. So, I'm going to sit here for another second, maybe another 10 minutes or so, and think if I could conjure up any thoughts that are positive. But I just miss him so much, you guys. I can't. And so, I have the setting toggled to make an automatic highlight. And I don't know if they use AI or whatever. You do your little vertical cell phone live, like, hey, selfie, look at me, because hang on, guys. When I'm doing lives from the GoPro, it's going to be a whole different kind of feel. Like, doing it from mobile is kind of like, the audio's tinny. Sometimes I'm speaking too loud or too softly. Like, the microphone that is in the mount for my GoPro is good. It's not amazing, but it's good. And the foam windscreen really reduces. You could be out on a day where it's like gusty and you're good to go. So, but yeah, these vertical lives are like cool and like campy, but the GoPro is gonna be way better. I tried to find the battery charger for that bitch this morning. Nah, what's up, man? Can you guys double tap the screen? You hit that like. I lost my train of thought again. I keep thinking about him. It's not good, guys. It's not good. But anyway, I sidetracked myself by being sad again. What I was talking about is the automatic setting. It toggles, you can toggle it on or off, and it automatically cuts out like a short segment of your live to upload as a short. And like looked at the last one that it automatically made, and it was me like saying, "Oh, chat, I miss him so much," and I like started to break down and cry. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, it's cringe. I'm not gonna rewatch these. They're for other people to watch. Maybe it'll help them or something, or maybe I'm just fucking stupid. But dude, yeah, that's what it clipped out. The AI was like, no, this is the moment in the video that's the funniest. I just thought it was like, because there's two times it happened. So is the AI listening for like crying or voice cracking, and it's like trying to figure out like what event is the most replayable, because it did that a few times. It made a couple of throwaway shorts that I couldn't chop up or reuse. It was just like me being sad as fuck, and not in like a compelling way, just like in a pitiful way. Looks like everybody's rolling up to the shop finally. I got a little bit of time left, so I'm gonna keep chatting with you guys. Can you hit that like, guys? Hit the like button. Dude, it's probably like my dad and like my one friend watching me. That's the that's the thing. Let me go to my own channel. Okay. Then let me click on my shit. Well, I don't want to click on my shit. Damn. Sorry, I have a lot of notifications. I had a lot of notifications. Let's go back to the playlist. We'll keep playing the playlist because I still have a little bit more time here, you guys. See, like, here's the thing. Now that I'm very sad and angry, I think it's time to make some evil fucking music. Some dark industrial. Or some really sad future pop. Some really sad pain pop. Or like, you know what? Sad melodic EBM. Like, some of my concepts sound like the band Montrom. And that's like a very... I love a lot of their main catchy songs because they have like a bouncy yet controlled like clubby bass arp, but it's hitting the same shit on the fours like normal, like dance or industrial. And then they've got the piano with the extra like reverb on it, like the kind of glassy sounding. And I like how they use that with the synth pads, and then cutting through all of that is usually like a big club jab or like a really gross sawtooth or something, and that just does like a da 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 da, like, you know. And then they have the like the depressed low vocals. It's Little bit of echo and reverb. That shit, chef's kiss, man. Shout out. Such a good band. You should check out their album called Lovers, Sinners, and Liars. Very good. It's very good stuff, you guys.
AT&T business for fast.
AT&T business is fast internet. Well, fuck you, Billy. It's spooky. It's scary. I don't like it. Hey, and that's okay. You know what? This is sugar free. So, like, even though my teeth are all fucked up and falling out, sugar free. No more sugar on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, the artificial sweetener is going to give me esophagus cancer. Oh, okay. Goddamn aspartame and sucralose or whatever. Put that sweet and low, and then you get cancer ho. That's what I like about industrial music a lot, is like the 4 on the floor feel to a lot of the like the more danceable bands. But like when that gated snare comes in on like the dude, that's like one of the industrial things I like, is like I can play bass guitar, and I can play the keyboard, and I can scream, right? But I've always been curious of like percussion and drums. So like I never really like played drums, but I went to a friend's house and he had a kit, and I was doing like the industrial, like the untis, you know, the untis on the cymbal. I was doing, and then in between that, I was going and hitting the snare. And so I was like, he's like, dude, that's a sick beat. Like, how'd you come up with that? And I was like, I'm just mimicking all the industrial music I listen to. Oh man, that was just a funny moment. So like, if I had the time, like, let's just play hypothetical here. If I won the lottery of money beyond my wildest dreams, and I was super rich overnight, and my time was my own, and I wasn't a wage slave in the capitalist machine, I would just be like, oh, that's how you do that. Okay. You know, I'd just be like figuring out different instruments so that I could do my own production. Because I can play the bass decent, I can play the synthesizer pretty well, and I can program cool sounds pretty well. I could do screaming harsh vocals into pitch shifters pretty well. I just have to work on the clean vocals. Probably with some effects, but I have to work on the clean vocals, and I have to work on like the 6-string guitar. But I can play like some Rammstein songs and stuff, so like I have like an idea. Like I play the bass, which is 4 or 5 strings, but I haven't actually practiced since I was like 23. So like I think I can handle recording that kind of stuff on the 6-string guitar, the regular guitar. So, but time and money. That's the saddest part, because people have the idea, the sense that, like, well, if you really are passionate about something, you really love something, you'll be putting some money away to the side, or you'll be working extra, and you'll be using your overtime money to like put your studio together, or you would be researching it or figuring it out. No, dude. Right now, all the money goes to surviving and paying off debt. So it would be totally fucking cool to have that freedom, because I have there's just music, there's always music going in my head, and I'm like, well, how would I play that on the keyboard? There's always music going on in my head. Always like lyrics going on in my head. And I know there's a lot of dudes like that are like, oh, like, yeah, I'm always thinking of some song lyrics, bro. I'm such a good writer, and I'm always, look, I wrote this down on a napkin at Arby's, dude. Isn't this shit fucking profound? And like, that's all good or whatever, but I mean, like, I'm serious. Like, I'm thinking of like deep type shit, and I have to figure out how to organize it so that I can get it out to the world in like music form or a video form. Because right now, it's just cattywampus, information everywhere. Especially because I'm going through pain. I don't know. Well, I have 2 minutes left before I have to start my day. I appreciate you guys stopping by the stream. I can't really get a coherent thought in. I thought to myself the other day, whether you become successful on YouTube because people laugh at you or laugh with you, or they find your brand of humor or mental illness funny, if someone latches onto the Tom Hanks jokes, what's the point? I was thinking, like, yesterday, I was like, what's the point of blowing up if he's not here to share it with? Like, he was a gamer too, guys. Like, what's the point of blowing up if he's not here to share it with? I can't believe I'm fucking living through this. It's so hard to sleep at night. Can't believe I'm living through this, guys. Hug everyone you know and tell them you love them. Hug everyone you know and tell them you love them. And if you know somebody who's not doing well, hang out with them. Talk to them. Because now I have to live my life with this pain. Don't do what I did. Don't just sit on the sideline. That's why, before I go here really quick, there's some certain Assemblage 23 songs. Most of them are gonna trigger me and make me sad, but like the song that Tom wrote for his father, when he says, "Did I disappoint you? Did I let you down? Did I stand offshore and watch you as you drown? Can you forgive me? I never knew the pain you carry deep inside of you." Like, that's what I love about industrial music or EBM or some of these underground electronic genres that aren't so like popular. No, I'm not being a hipster like, oh, the underground. It's just like something from like a different time. If the kids don't really like, they might dress rivet. They like put on like big boots or something, and then they're like, who's Bauhaus? You know, that's just how it is. They'll have like a full dark goth aesthetic, and you'll put on some like fucking like brutal slamming death metal, and they'll be like, ew, and it's like, wait, what? It's an advertisement for a Disney movie. Um, So yeah, the song that Tom wrote for his father, just like that's what I love about industrial music, is that like it has a tendency to be very raw and personal without being contrived or like pompous or fucking pretentious. Like there's a lot of different genres of music and there's a lot of good songs in all those different genres of music. But sometimes when the artist tries to be deep or portrays like certain emotional vulnerability or depth, it comes off as cheesy, pretentious, or corny. And like Tom and Assemblage 23, it's like slightly campy at times, but never corny, always serious, cuts right through you, boom, right to the heart, right to the subject matter. Bring a box of tissues. Tom has a way of writing, and you know what's really funny to me is that when I was growing up and I was just hearing Covenant and Assemblage 23 and V&V Nation and even bands like Primus and Alice in Chains and stuff, because I like, again, not just industrial, I love all music. And so like I would get a sense in the storytelling or the writing or the music, like, hey, I've thought of this before. Like, not in the sense that, like, I thought multi-platinum selling artists were, like, stealing my idea as a kid, but more like, oh, I've had this same idea run through my head. But this person who's an adult and a musician actually, like, brought it into reality. So like I would hear certain Primus songs and it'd be like do 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 do, just like a wacky melody or rhythm or something. And you know, like Larry's like having some of that chromatic like do 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 you do like on the guitar, on his guitar. And like those are all like things I thought of in my head before, just like as a kid, like riding my bike, like I don't know if that's like a form of autism or like other people can hear music in their head as well. I don't know, but I always thought it was like, oh, okay, other people hear the sounds in their head and they put it onto their guitar. And then so when I was like 12 or 13, I was like, Dad, I want to get a bass guitar. Keyboard is boring. So I do remember that. But also, I'm spaced out and I gotta go. Let's get through the day. I couldn't find the charger for the GoPro in time. I had to leave. Finish the last dribble of the drink. And I think that's it, guys. I can't really think of anything right now. Oh, I do know that I want to replace using some drone shots with drive-through shots on the GoPro. So like that would be cool to have. Oh, maybe get a cheap drone. I don't want to give up my ideas, but I love editing and I love movies, and actually don't love movies that much. I just love editing video and audio. But I was thinking something cool, a cool cut would be like, I can get the wide angle view with the GoPro going forward and in the clean windshield, that this shit would be good. And you're just going straight. I could be going down a road or showing a place and then turn off or whatever. And then it could switch to the drone so it could show like the area I was moving through. Or, you know, or you could have the follow drone follow the car. I don't know. I've never done that stuff before. But I do hear that the price of all that shit has come down. And, like, it's easy to find something. Because, okay, I think drone footage is grossly overused. And unless you're, like, a helicopter from National Geographic getting a nice shot with a super stabilized camera, it's like, okay, you just went over some grungy looking rooftops. Like, you have to think about your flight path. I see so much drone footage. I see people online And then this is my last thought before I have to go in, because I really do have to go in. I see people online who fucking have the highest quality video, good microphones, good fucking gear, the best drone, the craziest, most insane 5.3K, 120 frames a second, up your nose hairs fucking HD, and they can't fucking use their gear. I was like, damn, I clicked on a couple of videos. It was like, I think it was like a nature path in Arizona or something. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Let's like watch these guys go on this hike. And like their camera was like max fucking state of the art. Couldn't fucking focus the aperture setting or whatever the fuck. And it was doot, 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 doot. So you have the state of the art camera, can't even fucking like set it up. Then you're talking so loud into your microphone, that which I think was like a lapel mic that should have just been clipped on the shirt. You're yelling in it, you're watching, it's clipping. And I do know for a fact, when you plug in a Bluetooth accessory to a camera, it usually puts on a screen an equalizer, and it shows you if you're hitting a red. So like if you don't have like a fucking output screen on your cold mount, look at the fucking output feed and see if you're fucking peaking red. So then the guy was peaking red. It sounded fucking awful. And then he had the drone shot, and it was just like, bro, you're in the middle of a desert and like everything looks the same. So like rather than like going through some of the geography and like going lower to the ground and like through some hillsides and near some cactuses or whatever, it was just like a panned out fucking shot. It's like, oh cool, dirt. Zoom, dirt. Zoom, dirt. And didn't even edit out the sound of the drone. It was like, and it's like, bro, you have state-of-the-art gear. How did you make diarrhea? And it still got like 1 million views. So like, not to sound pompous or cocky, but like, dude, if I acquire some better gear, I got the state-of-the-art gear and the editing skills. I've been using the free software, and people are like, dude, are you using Sony Vegas Suite 30 or whatever? Or what are you using? And I'm like, I'm using the free software that came with my computer. So, am I limited on my mixing of audio and how I can cut and fade scenes? And yeah, extremely limited. Do I make it work in a way that seems semi-professional? Absolutely. The stupid intro and outro that you see, I did that when I first got the computer. Like before I even started doing YouTube stuff. I should say doing YouTube stuff again, because I told the story of my old channel before. Sonic the Hedgehog and Deceptive Practices. Which is stupid as fuck. But anyway, I've got to bounce. I got to hit the urinal. Don't want a TMI, but I don't want a PISS in my pants. So, I got to go. Thanks for watching, chat. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Eages, your friendly neighborhood loser. And I will catch you in the next one.